Do you have any reaction to the charges that have been brought against Aung San Suu Kyi? And do you have any update on whether or not U.S. officials have been able to get in touch with her?
Well, again, to recap where we are, you heard us say yesterday that what transpired on February 1st in Burma constituted a military coup d'etat. When it comes to what we have seen take place in recent hours, we are aware of reports that State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi and President Win Myint have been charged with crimes, and the National League for Democracy members of parliament have been ordered to vacate Naypyidaw. We are disturbed, of course, by these reports. We call on the military to immediately release them all, and all detained civilian and political leaders, journalists, and detained human rights activists, and to restore the democratically elected government to power. As President Biden has said, the military's seizure is a direct assault on the country's transition to democracy and the rule of law.
So has anyone been able to reach her or other leadership in NLD?
My understanding is that we have not had that contact.
And about the conversation that General Milley allegedly tried to have, according to the Pentagon, what was the purpose of trying to establish that call?
I need to refer you to the Pentagon for any questions about what the chairman may be attempting to do.
Before we move on, have you guys made any decisions, sorry, Nick, about specific aid suspension cuts, or is that still under review?
The review is ongoing. Matt, as you will know, it just started yesterday. You are right that we have moved swiftly to assess the facts and do the legal analysis of this case. We came to that designation of a coup in very short order, but that review is ongoing. We'll be guided by our longstanding commitment to the people of Burma and their aspirations for democracy, peace, justice, development, and human rights. Continuing our support for the people of Burma is more important now than ever, even as we determine what additional policy moves may be appropriate for those behind this coup. Yes.
Can we go to Ron?
Can I ask just one more on
One more on Burma?
You just said the continuing support for the Burmese people is more important now than ever.
Yep.
Have you started a review of whether or not the crimes against the Rohingya is a genocide?
So you heard at the time Secretary Designate Blinken speak to note that he would undertake such a review. I don't have any further details to reach out. Secretary Blinken has now been on the job just a week today, so we're very early. As we have additional details to read out, certainly will. Anything else on Burma?
Confirmed a lot of other reviews, though. Why wouldn't you confirm whether or not you've started this one?
I don't have an update. When we do, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Could you comment on whether you think China is going to be part of an international response on Myanmar, and any efforts that you're doing at the moment to make that happen? And separately but related, there's a delay in the confirmation of your nominee for the U.S. ambassador to the UN. Is that affecting diplomatic efforts to respond to the crisis in Myanmar?
Well, on your first question, I was struck by what was in President Biden's statement. I guess it was early yesterday morning. He said the United States is taking note of those who stand with the people of Burma in this difficult hour. We, of course, have been working assiduously around the clock, both here at the State Department as well as in our embassies around the world. Again, as I was saying yesterday, with our like-minded allies and partners to ensure that our response is coordinated and that's appropriate. I'm sure, at least I hope, many of you saw the G7 foreign minister statement on the situation in Burma that came out at, I believe it was 7 a.m. Here in D.C. The UK issued it overnight. It was a very strong statement, and that was no accident. It called the events in Burma a coup. It also said, we call upon the military to immediately end the state of emergency, restore power to the democratically elected government, to release all those unjustly detained, and to respect human rights and the rule of law. So very unequivocal there from our G7 allies and partners in this case. To your second question, when it comes to Ambassador Thomas Greenfield, look, if we are going to hold China to account, we need a confirmed ambassador to the UN, a confirmed United States permanent representative to the UN. Ambassador Thomas Greenfield has been sounding the alarm on China for decades now. The Biden administration is prepared to outcompete the Chinese across the board, including at the UN, and it's important that to that end she be swiftly confirmed. Yes.